Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So let's get on to solving the multiple choice questions for prelims 2020 and question number 1. A brilliant question this is. Consider the following statements. Number 1, areca nut, second is barley, third is coffee, fourth is finger millet, fifth is ground nut, sixth is sesame and the seventh is turmeric. And question is, the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has announced the minimum support price for which of the above? Excellent question. I'm sure nobody can really memorize what all are the goods onto which MSP is announced, but herein we have to apply our common sense to arrive at the right answer. So options are really good. It's either 1, 2, 3 and 7 and the B is 2, 4, 5 and 6 only. C is 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6 only, and the last is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, that is all of these. So let's try reading the options once again. It's areca nut, barley, coffee, finger millet, groundnut, sesame, turmeric. So what can be the answer? So basically here we know areca nut is supari. Now supari is a sort of not a drug, but it's something that is not a very good thing. So basically areca nut is supari. I'm sure we all know this. And then why on earth government of India would be providing the minimum support price to farmers in order to motivate them to grow areca nut? This is so ridiculous, right? So this cannot be true. Government in no case would be giving the minimum support price to farmers to grow areca nut, that is to grow supari. So that's how we can safely assume that option 1, that is areca nut, cannot be in the answer. And if we just know this much, we either way have gotten our answer. It's the 2, 4, 5, 6, because in only this B option we are not seeing a 1 as one of the option. So we have gotten our answer. It's 2, 4, 5 and 6. That is, Government of India is announcing minimum support price onto barley, finger millet, groundnut and sesame. Alright, now this is really important, and we have to make sure that now at least we end up memorizing all the goods onto which minimum support price is being announced. So let's get on to memorizing them now. So most important thing is this, that who recommends Government of India to announce the MSP? So this recommendation is done by the Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices. Very important. And finally, who decides or who announces the MSP? That is done by the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. And this too was one of the prelims question, that which of these agencies announces the MSP. So recommendation per se is done by the Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices, but announcement is done by the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So we have to just keep these 2 points in mind. Then onwards, this too is important, that the Cabinet Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices is a statutory body. Alright, and what all are the goods onto which MSP is announced? So these are the goods. We have rice, wheat, jawar, bajra, maize, ragi, barley, gram, tur, moong, urad, sugarcane, groundnut, soybean, sunflower seed, rapeseed, mustard, cotton, jute and tobacco. Now tobacco is bit unusual, but this is for certain other reasons. It got employment to a lot of people, certain social considerations are there. So we just have to keep this thing in mind, that yes, tobacco too is something onto which MSP is announced. Rest of the goods are either way obvious, that's something that we can even fairly simply guess. So other than this, we have these as well, that is from 1994 onwards we are seeing that MSP is being announced for Niger seed and sesame as well, and then from 2001 and 2 onwards it's being announced for the masoor as well. So that's it. It's slightly difficult, I would say, but then we just have to mug it up because question has already been asked and it can be asked again. So what are these? Rice, wheat, jawar, bajra, maize, ragi, barley, gram, tur, moong, urad, sugarcane, groundnut, soybean, sunflower seed, rapeseed, mustard, cotton, jute and tobacco, Niger seed, sesame and masoor. That's it. So let's get on to the next question now. Now this is simple, very simple. With reference to the governance of public sector banking in India, consider the following statements. What are these? Number 1. Capital infusion into public sector banks by the government of India has steadily increased in the last decade. Very, very important. Second, to put the public sector banks in order, merger of associate banks with the State Bank of India has been affected. Which of the statements given above are correct? Options are either way obvious, 1 only, 2 only, both, or none. Now herein, it's of 2018 prelims exam question, and statement number 2 is something that was all over the news, that we just had seen the merger of the State Bank of India and its associate banks. So there was no doubt over statement number 2. But statement number 1 did become little doubtful, and for not so good reason, because it's really simple. The question is categorically stating that capital infusion into the public sector banks by the government of India has steadily increased. They are not merely saying that it has increased, they have categorically put an adjective over here that it has steadily increased in the last decade. Even examiner also wanna play safe here. He doesn't wanna end up giving any controversial question. Now, last decade means from 2008 till 2018. So how could this be the reason that government of India continuously, steadily for 10 years is infusing capital into the public sector banks? This cannot be so true. Again, there is no such factual or any analytical thing here. It's pure guesswork, but again, it's a pure common sense also. We can't expect government of India to be putting in money into the public sector bank, that too continuously, steadily for the 10 years. So that makes us say that statement number 1 is not correct, and it indeed was not correct. So we have gotten an answer. It's B only. That is only statement number 2 is correct. So read the options carefully. Read all the adjectives, every tiny details very carefully in order to arrive at the right answer. So steadily increased word is here, that has made us say that this statement number 1 is not right. So I think enough of explanation. Let's get on to the next question. Again, very interesting and very decent question. What is it? With reference to the organic farming in India, consider the following statements. Alright, number 1, National Program for Organic Production is operated under the guidelines and directions of the Union Ministry of Rural Development. Alright, so this is a program that came into being in the year 2002, and I'm sure we really are not supposed to know under whose direction this program is, because we are preparing for 2018 exam and this came into being in 2002. So nobody had any idea about what this program was. So let's see option number 2. The Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, that is APEDA, functions as the secretariat for the implementations of the NPOP. Alright, and the last is Sikkim has become India's first fully organic state. Everybody know this thing. There is no confusion about statement number 2. Statement number 3. So 3 is something that we all know, but still we haven't gotten an answer just by knowing the statement number 3, because we are still having 3 options left. It could be either 2 and 3, or 3 only, or 1 and 2 and 3. So what is the right answer here? Now herein, APEDA is something that we have to know. What is APEDA, under whose domain it lies, what are its function, when did it come into being, is it a statutory body or what? Because APEDA is all over the news and it was covered by all the basic sources, and APEDA is under the Ministry of Commerce. Now, if APEDA is functioning as its secretariat, then either this ministry is under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, or APEDA is not functioning as its secretariat, because these two are contradictory. So we have to go with one. It could be either, answer could be either 3 only, or 1 and 3 only, or 2 and 3 only. In none of the options we are seeing 1 and 3 only. So it could be either 2 and 3 only or 3 only. Now herein we have gotten 50-50. इससे ज़्यादा elimination नहीं हो पाएगा. We just have to know the statement number 2 now. So yes, this is true that APEDA is functioning as the secretariat for the implementation of the NPOP. So that's it. Not in all of the question we'll be able to arrive at the right answer through elimination. Elimination is as if we're trying to insult UPSC, but at least we can get to 50-50, and here also we have gotten to 50-50. And so Other than this, we just have to know the right answer. So yes, APIDA is functioning as a secretariat for the implementation of this very program. So let's get on to what this program is about, because it's important. So Ministry of Commerce has implemented the National Program for Organic Production since 2001. Very, very important. APIDA functioned as its secretariat, and Sikkim has become the first fully organic state in India. So all the options we have seen, we have gotten an answer. It's 2 and 3 only. So let's get on to the next question, which is really simple. Which of the following is not included in the assets of a commercial bank in India? So what do we mean by asset? Asset is something that gives us income. So which of these can be a possible asset of commercial bank? Because we are to find which of them is not an asset. So advances. Advances means commercial bank has given loan to somebody. If bank is giving loan to somebody, then bank gonna get the principal amount back after some time and also interest onto that. So that indeed is an asset of the commercial bank. Second is deposits. Now if commercial bank has gotten the deposits, that means it needs to pay that very money back to the people, and also it needs to pay interest on that very amount. So deposits are indeed not an asset of the commercial banks. In fact, they are the liability of the commercial bank. So that's it, we have gotten our answer. We really do not even need to look at statement number C and D, but it's okay to look at them because it's always advisable to read the question in its entirety. So let's see C option as well. So investments are indeed asset of the commercial banks because investments gonna give income to the bank. And last is money at call and short notice. Now maybe some people won't be able to understand what this is, so that does not mean that you're gonna skip this question, because we have gotten our answer. It's the deposits. But either way, money at call and short notice is nothing but just something that if loan is being given for just 24-hour period for an overnight basis, that's it. So money at call, that is on demand, and short notice, that's it. So loan given for an overnight basis is what we call it money at call, and this too is an asset of the commercial bank because it's like an advance. So commercial banks gonna get it back with the interest onto it. So that's it, we have gotten the answer. It was really, really simple question. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.